Welcome to Baz Travels. After driving 14,826 kilometers through 24 states and Washington, D.C., I've seen rocket launches to the Grand Canyon and Hoover Dam. I've explored Route 66, ghost towns, deserts, snow, and beaches on both coasts. From Vegas casinos to Alcatraz, the White House to Hollywood. Join me for a journey of the ordinary and the extraordinary.
Loading destination. Simulation starting in 3, 2, 1. To look around, move your phone or tablet. Click and drag if on a computer or move your head if using a VR headset. Please like and subscribe.
The people connected to the Manitou Cliff Dwellings were part of the Ancestral Puebloan world, a network of communities spread across the Four Corner regions more than 700 years ago. These were not isolated families living in the margins. They were members of organized societies with shared traditions, trade routes, and deep environmental knowledge. Daily life centered on survival in a dry, high-altitude landscape. Farming was essential. Corn, beans, and squash formed the foundation of their diet, supported by hunting small game and gathering wild plants. Food production required planning, timing, and cooperation. A failed harvest had consequences, so communities relied on shared labor and stored supplies. Social structure mattered. These were communal societies where tasks were divided and coordinated. People didn't live alone or operate independently. Families clustered together, sharing space, tools, and responsibilities. Decisions about food, movement, and construction were collective rather than individual. Spiritual life was closely tied to land. The Ancestral Puebloans observed seasonal cycles, weather patterns, and celestial movement. These observations guided planting, harvesting, and ceremonial activity. Belief systems were not separate from daily life. They were woven into how people understood time, place, and survival. Movement was normal. These communities were not fixed permanently in one location. People relocated when resources changed or conditions demanded it. Cliff dwellings like these were used during specific periods, not endlessly occupied for generations. Flexibility was part of their strength. Children grew up learning practical skills early. Farming, tool making, food preparation, and construction knowledge were passed down through direct participation. There was no separation between learning and working. Knowledge transfer happened through doing. Trade connected these people to distant regions. Items like turquoise, pottery styles, and tools show that ideas and materials moved across long distances. These were not closed communities. They were linked into wider cultural systems that stretched far beyond this site. Conflict was a reality, but it was not constant. Cliff dwellings provided protection and visibility rather than isolation. Elevated positions allowed people to see approaching movement and control access without cutting themselves off from the surrounding area. What's important is scale. These were not massive populations. Groups were relatively small, which made cooperation necessary and manageable. Social cohesion was essential because survival depended on it. The people associated with these dwellings were adaptable, organized, and skilled. They understood their environment in ways modern visitors often underestimate. Every choice they made, from where to live to how long to stay, reflected practical reasoning rather than comfort. Standing here now, it's easy to focus on structures, but the real story begins with the people themselves. Their knowledge, cooperation, and ability to adjust to changing conditions are what made this place possible in the first place.
Simulation terminated. Please comment, like and subscribe.